My name's Nick Mead, and we run a tank driving centre here where people can come and not just look at tanks but actually drive them. It's a bit like an open air museum where you don't just get to look. I bought my first tank about 18 years ago.
18 years ago. Okay.
And I only bought it for fun. I had to buy a pair. The MOD, Ministry of Defence, wouldn't sell me one. I had to buy a pair, and I'd seen one or two advertised, and they were making about 20,000. And I managed to buy a pair of new ones off the MOD for £3,600, and that's profit. That's serious profit. So the idea was to keep one for myself and sell the other one for quite a lot of money, and I've got one for free.
Well, you buy a first tank, where do you keep it?
I kept it on my dad's drive for about a week, and I drove to work in it. I had a butcher shop, and I used to drive it to work and park it outside my butcher shop. And people used to say, "Wow, Nick, where's this tank come from?" I said, "I don't know. Someone just parked here," and then all these soldiers went running off down the road with guns, and that's all I know. And we've got a special offer on legs of pork this week, and my sausages are cheap too. And I had the 2 best weeks I've ever had in that shop. Everyone come to see this tank, and while they were doing that, we had all these special offers running and stuff outside on tables, and it was a right party. It went really well. And then everyone realised, after 2 weeks of me going home in it and coming back the next day, the penny soon dropped. But it was in the papers, and it went really well.
Yeah. And since when did you start to thinking about buying tank for business?
Well, the business just happened. People just kept hiring my tank, and 3 months into me buying the first tank, I'd had my butcher shop virtually all my life, and my father had butcher shops, and my grandfather had butcher shops, so I was 3rd generation to run Mead Butchers. And it was only 3 months, and my dad said to me one day, he said, "How are you getting on with these 2 tanks you've got?" I said, "Well, they keep going out on hire." And he said, "Well, what are you charging?" I said, "Well, if they both go out, I cut them a bit of deal, and I charge them £1,800 for the day." And he said, "But you must use a lot of fuel." I said, "No, they pay for that as well." And he says, "But the haulage must be a lot." I said, "No, they pay for that extra." And he said, "But what are you doing with all the money?" I said, "I'm spending it, I'm having a great time." He said, "But you can't do that, Nick." He says, "This is taxable, you've got to put it through your business and pay tax on it." And I said, No, it's just my hobby." And he says, "You can't have a hobby that's bringing in this such money." So I decided, rather than put it into my butcher shop account, I opened a new business. I started a new business, it cost £80, and we called it Tanks a Lot. I get a lot of German ladies come with their sons. Their 20-year-old son brings their 45-year-old mum on her birthday to drive a tank here. And the great thing now is I've got 120, and I think the government stopped selling them. So the price of tanks is going to rocket up. It has grown and grown and grown, and now people come from all over the world, and it's quite remarkable.